as with most Asian companies, they like to overdo features because they want to outdo their competition. Well, they outdid it and made it worse. They need to remove a lot of these features and make it more user-friendly. Otherwise, they're going to get a lot of returns on this unless you watch my video. If you watch my video, you'll keep it because you'll realize that, oh, it's a manufacturer mistake.
JoeteckTips, he's the man with the plan, guiding us through the digital land.
Hey guys, this is JoeTech from JoeTechTips. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and today we have a security light and camera. This is the box. Going to do an unboxing of this bad boy and mock installation demonstration right here. I built this today because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If this product sucks, I don't want to spend the time putting it up. It's terrible. Then I have to go up there, take it down, and put the light back up. Once we're done wiring it up here and setting it up with the software and whatnot, we're going to test it out, shut the lights off, and see how well this thing works. No idea. So I did get this product for free. I will have a link in the description below to purchase this if you are interested, and if I give it a great rating, I will recommend it. I'm a big fan of Cloud Edge for software for cameras, for all camera technology. I do not know what this uses, but we're going to go and open it up and check it out. So the camera is a 2K, so it's 1080p, 1920 by 1080. It does have 4,320 lumens of light output. So without further ado, we're going to do an unboxing. Now, this is the hardware. So this goes on this ring here for waterproof, so it does not get into the electrical box. Comes with 3 wire nuts, 2 screws to mount the mount on, and then 1 long screw for the actual device that screws into it this way, center. So you actually could spin it on its center axis and then tighten it down. And let's go into the product. Now, it is pretty big. And I'm dying to see how many lumens this thing does. So it does pivot this way. Looks like almost 360 degrees. You can go backwards. That's interesting, the light. And then the camera itself, which you can adjust in any which way. So this camera is a 2-way camera, so you can actually talk to somebody. We're going to test all that out and see how well this does. The motion is obviously for the light, and then it also probably notifies you when, when there's motion. The 2-way communication where the light will go if this does work out will not be used for 2-way communication. I have a Ring camera for that. Not that I would, dismiss this. This is just not a, well-known product, and we still have to test out all the software and stuff. Now, I did get the product for free. I'm going to be transparent with that. However, just because I get the product for free doesn't indicate that it's going to get a great rating. Again, we've been down this road before. They actually sent me an email asking to see the demonstration of this video, like a dummy or a test video before it goes public, and I told them, I can't do that because that would be unethical. That means I'll be checking with you if the video was good or not, and then change things accordingly to be best for them, and I can't do that. All right, so without further ado, let's start putting this thing together. So I'm just going to spin this like so. I'm hoping this is all. Oh, it is magnetic. That's good news. So I'm going to stick this here. Should be pretty straightforward. It's just putting this metal piece on. Really easy. Now, one of the negative things about these screws that come with it is that they're made out of really soft material, so they strip pretty easily. So let's wire this up. So obviously ground is ground, and we should be able to put this together rather fast. I'm actually looking forward to it. So let's wrap this wire here and this wire nut here. So I'm just going to lay this down so the wire is not hanging. Make it a little easier for me. Makes sense. So usually when you have funky wire colors, because I am using a PC power cable, I cut the end off. And so there's no like black and white. So the lighter color would be the white for this purpose. So if you're doing the same thing as a test, that would be your blue wire, would be the lighter of the brown, which would be indicated for the black, for the hot, yes. So let's get this on here. Okay, and then we got one left to go, and we'll tuck this in there and then screw it on. We do this. Okay. So this, we'll just tuck it in like you normally would do if you're... Now remember, you would be... See, now this is not fitting properly. So I guess that rubber grommet, that seal here, would come into play because it is actually... There is a gap. All right, so that rubber piece is very necessary. And this... let's see. Actually, hold on. There's actually screw notches. Looks like the screw notches in the plastic that should allow for this placement, but I don't think they did it well enough. So we're gonna check that out because I don't think it's gonna work, because this thing is, the wiring is directly in line with the screw. So that's actually a bad design. Yeah, so this is not gonna work. Oh my God. This is not going to work because they mounted the input wiring right by the screw terminal, so this will never lay flush, ever. It's impossible. I don't know how I could explain this to you, but it's... If this was placed down here on the bottom, see this, where the wire comes in? See these little indentations? These are for the screws. Great. They thought of that, but they mounted this directly in line with it. And that will go in the way of the bar that goes across. So this will never ever work properly because of that. So you can't even mount this for permanent installation because they did a horrible job in designing. So see, so if I put it down like so, it won't even go down. It's a bad design. I don't know what they were thinking. So I can't even mount this. This is impossible. So we're going to have to do something funky just to see if we can get it to work, because I want to see if it works. But that you can't even use the technology that is like the way it was designed. So let's see if we can get this to kind of screw in so we can even test it. There we go. Unbelievable. I guess the engineers need to go a little bit further. So there is a gap. So I guess that's what this would be for. It'll go in here and hopefully prevent it from getting water inside of it, but from the design of it already, I can't imagine this actually working. And then you have a plug for where that screw goes, like so, to make it look pretty so you don't see the wire. So we're just going to put this aside. And so far it's not looking too good. As much as I like to hope that this does work, you know, I do have Amazon associate links, so obviously I would like you guys to buy it, but if it sucks, I don't want you to buy it. So let's go and check out the software. that is needed for the light. This again, we do the installation of Smart Life. We already had one failed attempt. I tried to do it as guest and it failed. And now we're going to actually create an account, which I really don't want to. But, so that means you can't do it as guest. It's impossible. So that actually is broken, which is really stupid. So I got the Smart Life app, tap, password register. If you can't do it as guest, remove that feature 100% because it doesn't work. Sign up. Don't allow. Got it. All right, so let's see if we can get this to work. Now that we have an account, let's see if it actually works. Edit device. Continue. While using this. Actually, you know what? Fine. We'll say allow for now. We'll see if it actually finds it. This is not working. Something is established. I don't know what the hell it's saying. It's so freaking loud. Let me hit the reset button just in case. Wow. Oh my God. You guys got to make this bigger. This is too small. I can't even read what it says. To look at devices here. Camera and lock. Let's see. Floodlight camera, right? Because it's not finding it on itself. So the device is powered on. Press and hold the reset button for 5 seconds. Already did that. Anything flashing rapidly? Yes, it is. Next. And it's not grabbing the password from my phone. I have to type it manually. That's so stupid. That worked. So it looks like you can't set this up automatically. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it worked. And the camera's up and running. Nice. So it looks like to set this up, you cannot do this automatically. This must be done via a manual process. So it does work, but I don't like that. I don't like the alarm. Okay, so we figured out the bugs and the mistakes in this piece of hardware, in this security camera light. So there are some features that need to be disabled. There's some features that need to be removed. Scheduling needs to be removed. Now, there are two options in this. When you go to the home screen of this software package, okay, which is called Smart Life, once you go into the home screen of Smart Life, there is after you detected your camera, it'll say Starfish LED Security Floodlight Camera. If you notice, there is a power button on the top right hand corner. For this light to work as intended, which makes no sense by the way, that needs to be off. It cannot be in the on position. There are two modes in this camera that are not listed in the manual. And I finally figured it out. I've been talking back and forth with the manufacturer and they didn't help me. I figured it out on my own. If you power this on, that power on disables any feature of this light. And now it is controlled by the user. Okay, so you could set up a schedule. You can set up how long the light stays on for. and then it bypasses everything automatic. 100% automatic. It just shuts down. So that button, that light on there needs to be turned off in order for this to work as intended. Okay? This is so freaking bizarre because I've never encountered such problems with a security light. So that power button needs to be removed because there's no reason to set up schedules and bypass the basic function of this light, which is what it's supposed to be intended for, a security light. You don't need it for anything else. The other feature that needs to be removed is the ability to change the dusk to dawn setting. There are 4 settings: nighttime sensor light on, daytime sensor light on, all day sensor light on, and all day sensor light off. Okay, so now that said, nighttime sensor light on means that if it's nighttime and it detects motion, the lights come on. That's how it's supposed to work. There's no other reason for the other ones to be on. Why would I need the lights to turn on during the day? That's stupid. They're completely unnecessary. All day sensors light on. That means no matter if it's nighttime or daytime, if there's motion, the lights turn on. Why? That's a waste of electricity. Why would I do that? Even though they're LED, that's absolutely pointless to turn on during the day. Now, all sensors light off. So if it senses motion, the lights stay off during the nighttime and during the daytime. That I can see being somewhat useful because if you don't want the intruder to know that the light is on and was detected, because this does do infrared anyway, and we'll be able to see the intruder or whoever's there because it's got night vision. But other than that, the other 2 features need to leave. Absolutely useless. Okay, let's move forward. Infrared night vision, either on or off or auto. Again, if you wanted to detect, if you wanted to have the infrared light to come on, then you won't be able to see in the dark. So I don't understand why you would have that off. That's a bizarre feature. The whole point of it is to see, and then you have the infrared sensitivity, or the motion sensor either being low, medium, or high sensitivity for the PIR. Other than that, and we have light control, which is great. So you have light, you can actually, when this is powered on, you can adjust the brightness. That's using the power button and bypassing the features. So there are and the color as well. So we can actually change the color, but it can only be done while the light is on. So you have to power it on like so, make the associated adjustments of brightness, okay, and then power it off. And it remembers that position of light, color, and brightness. Otherwise, there's no other way to do it. So there are some idiosyncrasies in the software that you'll have to figure out on your own, which doesn't list in the manual, in the instruction manual, and you have to figure that out on your own. So there's no other way to change the color temperature or the brightness until you turn it on, make the adjustments, and then it'll remember it. So it doesn't get the You Suck Award, this camera, but it is a little wonky. And hopefully you find this video helpful because it's just bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I've never encountered any other product other than this to encounter this issue. These are really weird. It doesn't work as intended. Like you'd think it turn on, boom, sensor, on, off, done. No. It's much more complicated. So as with most Asian companies, they like to overdo features because they want to outdo their competition. Well, they outdid it and made it worse. They need to remove a lot of these features and make it more user-friendly. Otherwise, they're going to get a lot of returns on this unless you watch my video. If you watch my video, you'll keep it because you'll realize that, oh, it's a manufacturer mistake and they didn't fix it. So we're going to watch Joe's video and figure out how to operate the goddamn thing. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Again, this is the most complicated security light I have ever encountered. and I've been doing this a long time. It's a shame. It really is. So this will get the JoeteckTips 4-star rating because it does work. It took me some time to figure it out, and that's that. So I did this on the mock setup like this so you can see it in operation, and the alarm feature does work. So I'm going to show you. So let me just make sure that I have the light setting proper. Nighttime, so we'll have to turn it to daytime because it thinks it's daytime, and we're going to, well, you know what, let me do this. Oh, it detected me. See how it's white? Because I changed it. Because I changed the light, the color. So now it detected motion. This is during the day because of the night. Do it again. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. That was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, that's the situation. So let me change the color of the light. We'll change the color to warm white at 100%. Turn it off. Let's see. There we go. See the color change? I changed the color. So you got to do that while it's in alarm mode, while it's on automatically, because you can actually get into that setting, into the light control, while the motion is on and change it that way, or you can manually turn it on and change the color. So only way you can do it. So, that said, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
In a world of lights and bits, where tech can make us trip, there's a guru with a knack for every digital tip. JoeteckTips the name, he's the one you'll seek. From gadgets to software, he's the one you'll meet. So if your tech's in a tangle, don't you fear. JoeteckTips here, let his advice draw near. With his help, you'll surely find in this digital world peace of mind. JoeteckTips, he's the man with the plan, guiding us through the digital land. With his wisdom and his wit, every tech, whoa.